Hey, we're here, episode 3, the Untitled show. In this week, in particular, we're going to talk about what really grinds our gears. So, top 5 pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Number 1, open mouth chewers. It makes me want to honestly just throw up thinking about it. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's the people who, when they eat something, take a bite of fried chicken or something, and they go, because that's gross.
That is gross.
Oh,
because
like it just.
You have two. Okay, you really have 3 options when eating food. Number 1, you don't eat it. Number 2, you chew with your mouth open. Number
Gross.
3, you chew with your mouth closed.
That's perfect. There it is. Your mouth closed. Because guess what that does? You're gonna have a little bit of noise. Everybody does. If you don't, you're lying. It's not the truth. But it's not gonna sound like just gross. It's not gonna sound gross.
You're not projecting those sound waves through the whole of your mouth.
Now, listen. That's just a pet peeve. If you happen to be open mouth chewer, we still love you. Maybe.
But work on it.
But work on it. Number 2. Jonathan likes movies.
I do like movies.
I like movies.
Sean likes movies.
But you want to know what we don't like? Loud whisperers. If you can't whisper, don't talk.
Yeah. It's like whispering is like if you try to whisper quietly, it's also like really obvious because you're quiet, so you got to get like really close. So you got to lean forward.
No, COVID times don't lean too close.
Loud whispers when somebody's like, you finish a test. This is the one that gets me. You finish a test, and like because you're done, and like the teacher kind of gives you some time to kind of sit and hang out while other people are finishing the test. You like want to talk to your friends, but then like maybe your friend is just like, man, I thought that test was really easy, or like whatever. Like
just wait, just wait. Don't talk.
Just put your head down. Yeah, this is a perfect time to nap
like
in class.
Instead of doing that, it would be better for you just to go, because that makes more sense than trying to whisper when you can't. My particular version of this is when you're sitting in a movie theater. Hopefully we'll be able to do that somewhat soon. And someone is sitting like a couple rows or in front of you or behind you, and they've never seen this movie, and they're trying to guess what happens in the movie.
Or like anticipate that plot.
But they're telling their friend or significant or whoever next to them, like, yo, this is gonna be so cool. So, pro tip, life hack, whichever one you want. If you can't whisper, just hold on to that thought until it's appropriate for you to speak. This is also a situation, like in scary movies, if people can't whisper in scary movies, they die.
Yeah.
So, like, think of it that way.
Because it's like you're like hiding from like the monster.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go like, I think we need to get out of here. And the monster's
Monster's like gonna hear you,
blind,
right?
With, like really sensitive hearing.
And you're dead.
And you're dead. So.
Or you just disappear into the abyss. All right, guys. This week we have Sunday Night Youth, and then next week.
Did he say this week or next week?
But it's at 6 p.m. We're gonna have a night of worship. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have games outside.
What kind of games do you think we'll be playing?
Number 3, the loud fidgeter. So that includes, and is not limited to, pin clickers, overactive pin clickers, or the loud leg shaker.
Right.
So like backpack sitting next to them, and it's just like
for like 30 minutes, and they don't even realize it.
And everyone around them's like, gonna murder you. Right? And then, hold on, we gotta pin them. And then you get these guys that are like, like, that's meant to just save ink. So you just go,
yeah,
one time. And if you want to leave it out, it's not gonna go dry.
Just set it down. Or ready? This is what I do. Instead of clicking the pin, you just like
Yeah.
Maybe twirl it in your hands a little bit.
It becomes
And wait, listen, ready? This versus this.
It's magic.
You can't even.
It's magic. Now, so you can also learn cool tricks where you spin the pen either way. Yeah. So, but again, do that at home because that becomes another loud trigger. Because if you don't know how to do it, then that gets really annoying. But the point in this one is pin clickers. That, not it. Not it. Number 4. I like to eat.
I do too.
I particularly like when I go somewhere or am eating in like a place and there's other people around, I particularly like to finish my meal.
Because you ordered it.
Because I ordered it and or brought it with me.
Yeah.
So therefore, my food, this one's up there for me. Do not take my food without asking. That's like if you're sitting in a cafeteria and it's French fry day. I mean, and even the special French fries, like back when I was in high school, the curly fries. Just, oh my God, they were so good. But there's always one person that will reach across the table and jack a curly fry. But here's, or like any fry, or any kind of snack. And you're like, I mean, that's grounds for you to lose a hand. I had a rule in high school, and it only happened a few times. You take a French fry, I'm gonna bite you. You might catch me by surprise once. You won't happen again. Person took a French fry, and I went right on their hand.
Right on the hand.
It's my food. Unless I say yes, you can have one.
Like, may I try some of that?
That's fine. But if you take it without asking, you're losing a limb. Probably some fingers. Number 5. Jonathan, do you ever see people who are in a group, like it's like a group of people standing, talking, and they, at least one of them is just glued to their phone? Guys, when you're around people, interact with them. Have a conversation. Laugh. Don't break out your phone.
Don't break out the phone.
Now, there are times for phones. I just don't get it. Like, I understand. Like, an old guy. I'm not that much older than y'all. But listen. If you're in a group of people, put your phone away. It'll be okay.
Make some conversation. Get to know somebody. Make
Crack a dad joke. Like, that's always a good conversation.
Like, do this.
It's
always
Don't do that one. That's kind of weird.
But do this one.
Do
it's
that
socially
one, yeah.
distanced.
Socially,
You know, it's for conversation. We're having a conversation.
Do not be the person who's like this, looking at their phone, scrolling. Oh, that's funny. Does nothing to further relationships.
See, what I think is worse. It's like it's okay when you have to like stop and like maybe respond to an important text.
Okay,
or
that
something.
makes
But it's even worse when like you're having a very short conversation and then the conversation just like can't continue, and so one person gets on their phone and is on like Twitter or like something that is not like important in the moment.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, like I've been there. I probably have done that, but also like
you learn. We live and we learn.
We live and we learn, but I don't get on your phone in a group of people unless it's like meant to be quiet time and you have like time to scroll.
You got some quiet time.
But if you're having a conversation, just put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, whatever you got. Don't get it out. I was driving down the street and I got so mad because this person just cut me off. And And I couldn't believe it. And as I was driving past them, they looked at me and just gave me this scowl. And I was like, but don't look at me that way. You're the one that cut me off.
Yeah.
And anyways, and then I finally got over to my mom's house and was... That's the top 5. But however, we do have some honorable mentions. This one was kind of like a joint Jonathan and I. When you're walking around and you happen to be wearing socks that aren't necessarily up to your calf or like a little bit like mid calf,
like ankle socks,
and it sneaks underneath your heel.
Because like,
so you're like you have a half a sock on.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Number one, here are 2 things about it. It's uncomfortable, and number 2, it's hard to fix because like,
because you got to take your shoe unless you're wearing something like
you gotta just like
take your
like reach in there and
pull
that out that way, and
the
sometimes
worst.
it doesn't even work. You can't get it around the heel.
And then you got to take your shoe off, and then people are wondering, why are you taking your shoe off in the middle of this? Like it,
man.
And they're like, your feet smell bad. Stop. Number 2, honorable mention. When you're kind of like, this is Jonathan's actually. It's the paper one, the 2 pages.
Oh yeah.
So I'll let you go with this one.
So okay, have you ever been like maybe looking in a book or like turning some sort of page, and here's a good example: the United Methodist hymnal. Those pages are like razor thin.
They're paper thin.
So it's like, okay, turn to hymn 386. I wish I knew that one because that would be a really cool town. You open it up to a random page to kind of get yourself started. Okay, I'm on like 227. All right, so you flip a couple more, you get to like 285, and then you turn the page, and it's like 437. You're like, how did I turn this many pages? I grabbed one. Sometimes, like maybe the book is a little thicker, and so like you're not really sure. Yeah, the pages are a little thicker, so you're not really sure. So you like pick up one page, and like you're like, did I grab 2? So you like try to like do this, and like nothing happens, and you're like, I swear this is like something that needs to be handled. It's
And then this one kind of goes both ways as well. When you get a pen out of, say there's a pen sitting in like a cup, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got to write something down real quick. And maybe you're on the phone with somebody, and you go, and one click,
not accessible.
and you start writing, but then the pen doesn't work.
Yes.
But then you put the pen down, and you pick up another, and that one doesn't work.
So it's like
And
all
then
your pens are just
and you're like
trashed.
And then by like the 3rd or 4th one, you finally found one, but at that point you may have missed what you needed to write down.
Yeah.
Or you're just frustrated beyond belief, and then you write something that's not what you intended.
So here's like my pet peeve with this. I have a planner, and in the planner it has
He's organized.
it has like little boxes that are maybe like this big, and so like it's got enough to like write. So the other day, the reason why I thought of this one was because I had a pen, and I started to write something, and I was like, oh man, it didn't come through. And so you do the classic trick of like scribbling on the corner, which is fine. Like maybe 1 or 2 of those is fine. Yeah. I did it, still didn't work. I scribbled again, still didn't work. I'm like, I've already done this twice. Yeah. What else? What do I need to do right?
Yeah.
Like,
what's going on?
These pens are like pretty much new. Like they're halfway new. But it's just like it gets bad when you start having to like scribble to like get the ink flowing excessively.
Here's a trick for that. Pen's not working. It actually works.
Yeah. Do it only to your pen.
Yeah, only your pen.
COVID season.
Yeah. Not good. Just tap it right on your tongue. Sometimes it works. It just needs a little bit of moisture, and it'll get going. Just a little bit. All right, guys. Those are our top 5 and 3 honorable mention pet peeves. Things that really grind our gears. I think we did it.
I think we got it in this video. Because now...
Leave your comment. If you have a pet peeve that we didn't talk about, leave it in the comment. Because we don't really want to feel your pain, but we probably agree with you on something. So, leave a comment, and we'll see you soon.